Look at my Star Trek toys! Wait for the whoosh! What's up, everybody? Guess what? Today we actually have some news. I'm very excited to talk about it. We were going to drop a regular episode in your feed today, but you know what? No, because we were alerted by a good friend on Instagram. Let's put up that handle. At To Go Boldly on Instagram with a whole bunch of terrific Star Trek stuff. Definitely go there and like and subscribe because they gave us a heads up on something that just popped up on the Playmates website.
Keith,
I know you're
excited. Did you practice that choreography?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not. I cannot learn choreography to save my life in a way that, like, you can't muster up a personality this early in the morning. Right before we went on air.
I gave you full face and full effort yesterday, but you didn't tell me. Keith,
no, because I was
roused me from sleep, an absolute sleep text saying, "There's news," and
we're on camera in 10 minutes.
And I went to the Bat Cave and I said, "Let's talk Star Trek before coffee."
It was really funny. And right before we went on air, Mike's like, "I got to muster a personality. Here we go."
I did say those words.
Made me laugh. Cat. Okay, you.
Charlie is he's here for the scoop. Charlie wants the scoop of food.
Charlie has personality. All right, so let's just be very clear. We don't have a lot of information, but the tiny bit of information we have is interesting. So we're not gonna dally for too long.
No, we are gonna dally. I'm gonna dilly before we dally because I want to just prep.
You know, people love it when we.
Well, we got to get it to at least 5 minutes here, buddy.
No, we don't.
We're gonna count it as a mainline ep. So next week, when you watch a pretty fun customs episode featuring a new friend, well, some new work by an old friend. Wait, I don't remember what's first.
Yeah, we're doing big packages.
Yes, big packages next week. Fun episode. I do a whole rant on how there's no news, we know nothing, but when we do know something. So we are retroactively making good on my rant, is what we're doing.
That's true. We are doing a little bit of time travel, but we are fulfilling our promise here today with just a little bit of information from the Playmates website. Now, some very interesting. There's no new toys announced, no figures, okay? But it's just a little bit more details about our ship and our communicator. But interestingly, this shows up only on the Playmates website proper and not the Playmates Star Trek Toys website, which leads me to believe that website was expensive and complicated and they can't really update it that quickly. But here we are. Here it is confirming, hopefully still, coming in fall 2023 is the communicator, which we had talked about that they said they were going to do, but we haven't seen it. So this is the first image of the actual communicator. I don't know if it's a prototype or the final version that they're going to be releasing, but it comes with crew and away team phrases from the show with flip-up antenna grill activation buttons and working lights. So it looks like we can finally see at least the prototype of what is going to be released. And for everybody's anxiety has been at a 300 the Playmates line, about whether they were going to release anything ever again. And I think this confirms that the plan is still moving forward, at least to release the communicator.
Yeah, the original series stuff is the stuff they're still popping out on shelves. At least at my Walmart, I'm still seeing... I see the disco figures sit there quite a bit, but I also still see your Kirk and your Khan, and those get replenished, so I think people are buying them. So the original series type stuff is working out. Well, to a degree, at least.
I have to
stands to reason.
Oh, sorry. No, I was yelling at the cat.
Oh, it stands to reason that they'll keep. There's no reason to shut this down, even though Prodigy went bye.
Yeah. No. Hopefully, and I need to go and grab some of those of the new face paints. I need to get my hands on that. I know people are seeing them all over the place in Walmarts and Targets, that kind of stuff. So I need to get myself down there so I can get some, especially because they're apparently on clearance. So it'd be nice to be able to afford them. But anyway, looks good, looks great. I mean, it's very similar to the version that they released back in the 90s. Obviously, as we saw with the Enterprise proper, with some updated sounds and some little changes, little tweaks here and there. So But it's really exciting to confirm that it's still coming. They're still advertising it on their site. They haven't updated the Star Trek site in a long time. It still says Janeway's coming. Who knows? Maybe. We'll find out. We have asked, but we have not heard directly back from Playmates.
I know somebody else got roused out of bed this morning in the marketing team over there, and they were like, "It's a go! Push the PNG!"
Yeah, oh, got it. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's just like it's just a carousel, it slides there. All right. So here's where the interesting news is, and that is we have a little bit more information about the D, the Enterprise D, as it's coming. So obviously, it's got light up warp nacelles, but there's something very important. Yeah, read that sentence for me, right underneath the ship.
Hold on, let me give you my best. Saucer separates from the battle section. Which,
first off, that is big freaking news. So obviously there's some changes there. The deflector dish is colored differently. It was just red in the original 90s line, but we'll get to that once we get to the actual ship. But let's talk about the saucer separation. Mike, did you even know that the saucer separates on the D?
I mean, by using my Apollo 13 space logic, I would assume that at some point, some sort of disaster would necessitate the ability to jettison the two sections.
Well, not just jettison; they operate independently.
That I didn't know. No, that's cool.
And so the idea is the bottom half is like the battleship that they can detach and take all the civilians on the saucer section and head off while the other part battles. Now, it's a really, really cool idea they introduced in the pilot of Next Gen that then they only used a couple of times because inexpensive.
Makes sense. Where's the bridge located?
The bridge is located right on the top. So here we've got the figure here. This is the bridge right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's where it is. So they have a battle bridge on the separated ship. Now here, this is the original Playmates one from 1993, and you can see here it's a pretty good model. It's got its lights and effects, lights and sounds. Does all of its fun stuff. We did a review of this one on another place. If you go back into the Star Trek Toys playlist, you can find our full unboxing and review of this ship. However, I got bad news. You cannot separate the saucer section from.
You can see on the image there that where it happens, right? You can see that squared off area.
Well, all of us Star Trek nerds do know that. But guess what? I can demonstrate right here on the inner space version of the Enterprise D that our good friend JD just might have sent me this week. Timed very, very well. So, Mike,
that's different than the one I have.
No, this is the Enterprise D. I think you have an Excelsior or something like that.
Yep.
But JD sent me a whole box of them. Really cool, incredibly well timed. Sorry, Mike, you didn't get one.
No, that's okay. I prefer to look at you touch them.
Cat, you must stop scratching the couch. You're annoying the bejesus out of me.
Keith, just like you in high school, you're happy that your friends get to see them.
Yeah, yes. I'm just really excited that my buddy at least got to see them. If you touch him for a second, man, he's a rock star forever. Anyway, I'm talking about college. So let us.
This is a serious news show, Keith.
What is happening? All right, so Mike, I need you to tell me to initiate the saucer, or to detach the saucer section in your best Picard.
Lance Corporal Keith, detach.
Lance Corporal.
Are you dressed like a theater director today? With your Keith.
Yes, everybody jazz hands while I do this.
Captain Keith, jettison the tip. Just the tip.
No, now you've made it weird. So, boom, it separates just like that, leaving our battle section here, which does not have the switches here. Battle section here to float independent of the saucer section itself. So a lot of the nerds are like, oh, we know what happens here, but we're not going to talk about it because Mike hasn't seen it.
As a toy, I'd say the top half is more satisfying once detached, right? Because you don't have the little clippy clips.
Well, I mean, this is just for the inner space. That you wouldn't have the clippy clips here. I'm assuming for the Playmates version, because this is so small. It's got to be held on somehow. But I mean, it was always a disappointment that Playmates didn't do that with the original full size ship, because Galoob, when they had the license just a few years before, their Enterprise D, which was die cast, it was actually metal.
You can see the seam right there. I mean, you can see the seam where it's going to happen.
Yep, that's where the seam is. But the Galoob one separated. And so that was always something like, hey, that's not fair. Because once I got the Playmates one, it wasn't able to do that. So I'm really excited that it's going to be able to do that. I'm pretty sure that means that there will probably be no lights or speakers in the saucer section itself, and that all the electronics will be housed in the battle section, which of course is also true of this line. It's just that it just doesn't detach. So, I mean, there's not really much more to say about it other than, like, we can see that there are some changes there. If the deflector dish, if that is going to be blue and gold like that, as opposed to the red, as you can see here on the original Playmates line. And we can, to be fair, there is some truth in advertising here. We can see the screw holes, which we always talk about in the prototype here, which appear to be in the same place as the original ship. So it looks like there might be some more on the bottom that weren't there before. I don't know. I'm really, really excited to see it all come forward. And I'm excited that it's still coming.
It says fall 2023, so that would be that could start as early as next month, really.
Yeah, TikTok. It's coming soon. So, there have always been delays and things get pushed back and we don't know, but it's on their site. So they must feel reasonably confident that they can make that happen. So I'm really curious to see what happens, but really excited because we've talked about a lot of these ships and figures that came out that really weren't like that different than the original line, right? And so, yes, for kids, they didn't have, it's new, it's all new to them. But for us collectors, like, how different is it, the re-release of the phaser? How different is it, the re-release of the NCC 1701? There's something actually specifically different about this, which makes it an upgrade over the original line, which gives me a reason beyond just being a nerd who collects everything. But it gives me a specific reason to go out and get another one. And so I think that's really smart on their part, to keep it in the same style, to keep it in the same world, but give me an upgrade. And being able to detach the saucer section is a specific upgrade. And I think that is going to be very exciting. Mike, what have you found? Is it available anywhere for pre-order?
It is. So it looks like where I got my Playmates pre-orders, this is Big Bad Toy Store at bigbadtoystore.com. It looks like just released today, Keith, at least showing up on their page today.
Are there more pictures?
We've got, let me see. The
more details? Pull up the page, buddy.
I don't see. I think I might be wrong. So hold on. Yeah, we're doing this live. So relax.
Who? I don't think anybody watching this isn't aware of the nonsense that is us.
And that's a good point. You bring up a valid point, Keith.
Okay, so that's you've got the original series. Ooh, wow, that's the original one. Why is it pre-order? That's been out for a while.
Yeah, you're right, because it's got the stand there, right?
Yeah. No, that's the original series Enterprise. That's not the D.
Playmates. So yeah, I said I was wrong, but at least we're doing the research.
That's right. We're doing our own research.
This has also been out before?
Yep. You own that one.
Oh, you're right. I'm looking at it. Okay. Well, I guess that's a no to the
pre-order.
Pre-order. Let's see. Where else do we check off? And Amazon, I already checked. Nothing there.
Yeah. No, I don't think we're at the pre-order stage yet.
All right. Well, there you go, folks.
Well, okay. Well, that is
Just kidding.
So just kidding. But hey, you know us.
If you found it somewhere else, put a comment down below for your friends and family, so we know.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach us, and here's how we got found. We're at Star Trek Toys on Instagram. You can also email us directly at lookatmystartrektoys@gmail.com. Guess what? If we do a video based on we'll definitely credit you. So I think this is exciting. It's exciting to see that they're still going forward. I don't know what this means for the figures. I don't know what this means for other stuff. I don't know what it means for the Prodigy stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But I do know that this is coming, and they said it was coming. So it's not a surprise that it's here, but it is a reassuring moment, and I'm very excited to separate my saucer section.
Yeah, and I think that's an important part, depending on how you want to look at it. Like, clearly, there's a lot of hand-wringing and trepidation over at Playmates because they're not a huge company. And for them to, I know things have been a little rough in the Trek department after the assumption would be once Paramount Plus consolidated everything that it would be just a bounty of IP and new stuff and toys to make. But since there's some shakeup and flux, I'm sure they're happy to be able to give to their customers a little bit of assurance that their end actually have a product to release.
Yeah, and they have been responding to some Instagram comments like, we haven't forgotten, we're going to do something.
And I know that people were bummed they didn't have a presence to announce new stuff or even show this stuff at Comic-Con. But you have to, I mean, it's pretty understandable. If you're scrambling, you're not going to go to a huge trade show and have a bunch of stuff to show. So,
well, I mean, they have not been great about giving information. On the other hand, they also haven't made a lot of promises they haven't fulfilled. So they're cautious with the information they give out. But other than the Janeway figure, which got delayed, everything they have actually said out loud we're going to do, they've done. So I think that's smart on their part. But certainly would love a little bit more information.
Yeah, I never got an update. They eventually that pre-order of mine just was canceled, and so now there's no.
Yeah, I would love to have a straight answer on that, but I think as we've said in other videos, I think the straight answer is I don't know.
Yeah, we're still
deciding. Yeah. So there it is, folks. Thank you so much, and thank you to @2GoBoldly on Instagram. Go give a like and subscribe to @2GoBoldly and all of our friends on Instagram who have been so great at getting us new information so that we can, reduce, reuse, recycle, and regurgitate back to you, and and take all the credit. Hooray!
That's fair.
But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching our sleepy faces on a Sunday morning, not quite knowing where we are or what we're talking about, but that shouldn't be news to anybody, because that's us. So look at my Star Trek Toys @gmail.com, on Instagram @Star Trek Toys. Playmates, you can just email us. You know who we are, and give us new information. So, we will see you back next week with a new video of amazing custom figures. We will begin the first 5 minutes by lying to you and saying we have no information when, guess what? We do.
And surprisingly, we'll be more awake, but equally messy.
Everybody knows we're a mess.
That's true. I don't know. All
right, folks. Till then, this has been Look at My Star Trek Toys! Whoosh.